where he
That's what I
said,
was getting at.
I will knock out any one of your guys that has under 10 fights.
Yeah, there's no way I would want to do that.
Where he said, I will take out any of your folks that has under 10 battles, is the battle truly dropped? How could Joe Rogan say this high everybody accumulate around? 'Cause I have a genuinely hot tattle to impart to you. So here's the arrangement. There's discussion, circumventing that the huge standoff between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson may be in some serious difficulty. And think about the thing, there's gossip drifting about that Jake Paul may be expressing farewell to boxing love together. Definitely you heard that right, yet hold up. How could Jake abandon the battle of the century, you inquire, as to why, for heaven's sake? Would Jake back out of this battle? Well, Joe Rogan has a few considerations on that. He has data that could cause a ruckus big time. We're going to uncover every one of the subtleties. You won't have any desire to pass up this, I guarantee you. Before we start examine this, I need to perceive how hard he hits my guy Mike. I truly need to see, brother. We should see every one of the legends, the fantasies, in light of the fact that you're Iron Mick. Yet I have an iron jaw. Jake Paul, you know, that YouTube man who believes he's the most sultry thing since cut bread, needed to test his abilities against the unbelievable Mike Tyson. Like, genuinely, who does this person think he is correct now? Mike Tyson needs no presentation. He's the heavyweight champion, eminent for his staggering killer blows and undisputed strength in the ring. Yet Jake, with his trademark certainty verging on pomposity, strikingly declared, I need to perceive how hard he hits it, was a test that caused a stir and caught the consideration of battle fans. Wherever, after all, Hussein would try to challenge the could of Mike Tyson. In any case, they chose to have a little practice match to see everything that Jake has. And allowed me to tell you, it turned out poorly for old Jakey Kid. He wound up getting shaken hard by Tyson, like a few blackouts hard. It was a complete rude awakening for him, man. Jake Paul swaggered into the rec center, all presumptuous and brimming with himself. He had this strut, like he possessed the spot. He'd been mocking Mike Tyson for a really long time, behaving like he was unapproachable. I'm making you all Tyson's equip. Jake flaunted his self-image, essentially blasting at the creases. This will be simple. He's past his great man, yet little did Jake realize Tyson was quietly fuming. The lack of regard was a lot of, particularly when Jake began hauling Tyson's family into it. Tyson, however, wasn't one to accept affronts without a fight. You think this isn't anything, you're in for a severe shock, yet you understand what's insane. Even in the wake of getting lowered that way, Jake's actually strolling around acting all egotistical and presumptuous. He's over here saying stuff like that was nothing. Tyson's a joke, man. I'll wipe the floor with him when we truly battle for genuine. In the meantime, Mike Tyson's chilling, being his incredible self. And he resembles, no doubt, Kid experienced what's coming, except for that was only a warm-up. He will feel the genuine punch when we step into the ring for the genuine article. Yet here's where things get hot. Brother Jake, being the discourteous fella he is, begins ridiculing Tyson and his fam. Like, who does that currently? Mike's not one to mess with disregard, and he's tingling for some sweet vengeance. Trust me, this quarrel ain't over demonstrating who's the better fighter any longer. It's very own now. So here's the scoop, brother. Subsequent to getting his chime run a couple of too often in that training coordinate with Tyson, Jake Paul was feeling quite harsh. You realize, like, those blackouts weren't a few minor knocks and injuries. They hit him hard, like truly hard. At first, Jake was all similar to, nah, I'm great, I can in any case take on Tyson. Yet as time went on, he began feeling the impacts, big time cerebral pains, wooziness, inconvenience, centering all the way, and afterward his PCPs resembled, man, you truly need to cool your cerebrum, needs time to mend. The lamentable objective Paul expressed the changed claim, included observer declarations substantiating Paul's cases of unnecessary power. So hesitantly, Jake needed to settle on the difficult decision and drop the battle. It was anything but a simple choice, particularly with all the publicity and garbage talk paving the way to it. Yet, like, he needed to focus on his well-being, you know. And gambling more harm wasn't worth the effort, obviously, Jake being Jake. He's actually acting all extreme about it like gracious. I could thoroughly take TYSON assuming I needed to, yet you realize I'm too bustling transport, being a chief and stuff yet. Where it counts you got to envision he's having a pretty mooched outlook on pulling out why I don't give a __. In the event that he's 55 that actually may. And there's Joe Rogan, the voice of reason in this frenzy. He resembles, no doubt, Jake. Presumably will not be venturing once more into the ring at any point in the near future, if at any point. And truly it isn't so much that astonishing thinking about how wrecked Jake got in that training coordinate with TYSON Rick energy, even told in bringing up how Jake was gabbing about needing to take on Mike Tyson, which just had Joe shaking his head in dismay. Yet Joe didn't stop there, goodness. He proceeded to drop some reality bombs about Jake's future in boxing. He resembles Look Man in the wake of enduring shots. Like that wouldn't shock me in the least, assuming Jake chose to balance up the gloves for good. He's young, he has a long and promising life to look forward to, and there's no disgrace in leaving to safeguard your well-being. And you understand what Joe has a point boxing serious stuff, particularly while you're going toward a heavyweight legend like TYSON one wrong action. And it very well may be down over for the battle, as well as for your entire profession. So however much Jake should dismiss it, and carry on like it's not a problem where it counts, he must think about what Joe said perhaps. This is an indication that now is the right time to hang up the gloves and find another thing to zero in on after the entirety of There's Something Else to Life. Besides being a fighter, right, Joe Rogan actually is familiar with the force of TYSON. He resembles Yo Mike Tyson. Actually goes to the rec center each and every day, buddy. And let me let you know he's actually got that overwhelming power. He's renowned for like darn discussion about remaining in shape. Right yet, here's where it gets genuine, brother. Joe's undeniably started up saying I don't give a __. Assuming he's 55, that is still Mike Tyson we're discussing here. And you can feel the force, as would be natural for him, man. It's like he's attempting to penetrate it into Jake Paul's head, that Tyson's not to be played with regardless of how old he is. And get this, Tyson's not stirring things up around town, or doing some light competing, nah. He's preparation with Rafael Bordo, who resembles a legend in the MMA world. This man runs Lord's blended combative techniques. And let me make you, he's no wisecrack when you see him holding the MS for TYSON and TYSON, crushing those M's like crazy. It resembles hold up this person, can in any case wreck you, no doubt indeed. Joe Rogan's fundamentally dropping truth bombs, left and right attempting to cause Jake Paul to understand that going toward TYSON is no stroll in the park. It's like he's attempting to educate Jake's head before it's past the point of no return and genuinely with TYSON, yet preparing like a monster and loading that unbelievable punch. It's difficult to contend with Joe's rationale. You know, when you come here, I'm pushing your what occurs in the event that I get harmed, you ain't getting